Hello and welcome to another edition of Autocar India's Quick News, your weekly roundup of all those launches, the big news, and of course those hot scoops in the world of automobiles.
To catch more videos and keep yourself updated through the week, do remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest uploads.
Now, for the last few months, we've been talking about very gloomy news in the auto industry with regards to low sales figures, but it seems that the new entrants in the Indian auto industry could really shake things up a bit and move those things around. Kia and MG both have unprecedented interest in their SUVs, the Seltos and the Hector.
Let's begin with Kia. The Seltos was showcased a few weeks ago and you can see all the details of the SUV on our first look video right here on our YouTube channel. Now, bookings for it opened earlier this week on the 16th, and in just one day, Kia registered 6,046 bookings for the Seltos, which is quite remarkable considering the fact that the price has not been announced yet. The Kia factory has a large capacity, but ramping it up to full will take it time, and looks like there might be an actual waiting period if bookings start converting into actual sales numbers. And talking about waiting periods on new cars, the recently launched MG Hector commands a waiting period of nearly 7 months for some variants and models. In fact, with the unprecedented response that MG has had to the new SUV, the automaker has actually shut bookings and are now sold out for this year.
Now, are these signs of a bounce back for the Indian auto industry? We certainly do hope so. Well, let's move on to the four-wheeler launches this week, and it's been a generally quiet week for cars, apart from the fact that a few automakers did decide to launch a few variants of their existing models. First up, it's the Skoda Rapid with a new base model called the Ryder.
The Rapid Ryder is available only with a petrol manual engine and gearbox combo and can be had only in the candy white or carbon steel paint shades. Priced at 6,99,000 rupees, the Rapid Ryder gets exactly the same level of spec as compared to the next variant in the lineup, which is called the Active, but gets an add-on like the black decals along the sides. And considering the fact that it gets rear AC vents and yet undercuts its rivals, makes it a pretty good value for money proposition, something that the fleet market might be pretty interested in.
To comply with the upcoming safety norm, Datsun has decided to update the Ready-Go hatchback.
While the Datsun Ready-Go had an update earlier this year with ABS EBD, the hatch now gets safety features such as a driver's side airbag, rear parking sensors, a speed alert system, and seatbelt reminders for the driver and the front passenger. The hatch is also compliant with the upcoming crash test regulations. Datsun has also discontinued the mid-range T optional variant. The Ready-Go also gets a price bump of between 4 and 12,000 rupees, with the prices now starting at 2,80,000 rupees. For more information, visit our website autocarindia.com.
Helmets on, it's time to have a look at the two-wheeler launches this week in India. First up, it's the ethanol-powered TVS Apache RTR 200 Fi E100. And yes, I know what you're thinking, that's quite a long name.
Priced at 1,20,000 rupees, the bike is 9,000 rupees more expensive than the petrol-powered 204V and just gets a single-channel ABS against the dual-channel system available on the petrol models. The bike will initially be available only in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. However, there is a catch. The TVS Apache RTR 200 Fi E100 cannot run on regular petrol.
Now, considering the fact that there are no ethanol pumps in the country so far, we really do have to question why that bike has been launched in the first place. That said, let's move on to some launches from Suzuki now, and yes, they do run on petrol.
Priced at 61,788 rupees, Suzuki has launched a special edition of its Access 125 called the SE. The model costs 1,600 rupees more than the standard and gets a special matte dark red paint job with a beige leatherette seat. It also gets black alloy wheels and chrome mirrors. Suzuki has also updated the Gixxer for 2019. The new Gixxer 155 gets a price bump of 12,000 rupees and is now priced at 1 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The bump in price is due to added features like the LED headlamps and the LED tail lights. The bike is still powered by a 154.9cc engine making 14.1 horsepower and 14 Nm of torque.
We also have a brand new bike maker that's made its entry into India this week. They're called CFMoto, and they've launched not one, not two, but 4 new bikes.
CFMoto is a Chinese motorcycle manufacturer and has currently tied up with AMW motorcycles to launch 4 models in India. The most affordable is the CFMoto 300 NK, priced at 2,29,000 rupees, and it takes on the growing 300 to 400cc sport naked segment with decent power figures and some first-in-class features like riding modes. The company has also launched 3 650cc's in India, the NK MT and GT, with prices starting at 3,99,000 to 5,49,000 rupees. These prices are competitive, especially when you consider the features and specifications on offer.
Now, if you love your Ducatis and you think that the top of the line V4, which costs well over 50 lakh rupees, is too common, well, there's some good news. There is now a limited edition V4 that's launched in India. It's to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the absolutely legendary 916. And yes, it is very, very beautiful and very, very expensive.
Called the Panigale V4 25th Anniversario 916, the motorcycle is limited to just 500 units and comes with both cosmetic and mechanical changes and will arrive at dealerships starting October 2019. The motorcycle has been launched in India with a price of 54,90,000 rupees with an engine that makes 214 horsepower and 124 Newton meters of torque. Being a collector bike, it also comes with an authenticity certificate which displays the bike, frame and engine numbers.
And now here is a bit of exclusive news from us here at Autocar India. We have the scoop on the upcoming luxury MPV by Toyota. It's called the Vellfire and it will be launched in India in October.
Toyota will bring the Vellfire high-end MPV to India in a completely built-up or CBU form under the relaxed homologation rule, which allows car makers to import up to 2,500 vehicles per year without needing to homologate them in India. Expected to be priced at about 80 lakh rupees, taking on the likes of the Mercedes-Benz V-Class, the Vellfire can be specced with two large individual middle row seats that are electric and are also ventilated. It also gets powered sliding doors and tailgate, two sunroofs, 3-zone climate control, mood lighting, individual tray tables, 7 airbags and the option of a black or a beige leather interior. The Vellfire will only get a petrol hybrid powertrain mated to an automatic gearbox.
Now, Hyundai has been in the news quite a bit this week, from the luxury brand Genesis making its way finally to India, to a price drop on the Kona Electric SUV which has just been launched, and a second electric SUV slated for India too. There's quite a bit to talk about.
Let's start with Genesis, what is essentially the luxury brand in Hyundai's lineup, similar to what Lexus is to Toyota. While Genesis only has sedans in its lineup currently, it will soon get two new SUVs, the GV80 based on the Kia Telluride and the Hyundai Palisade, and the second smaller GV70 which will share its underpinnings with the next-gen Tucson. Considering the popularity of SUVs in India, it only makes sense for Genesis to start operations with their upcoming SUVs. Sources also tell us that the Genesis SUV might be assembled in India, similar to the recently launched Kona Electric. And speaking about the Kona Electric, the EV could soon get a major price cut due to the new GST structure on electric vehicles. That said, while the finance minister in the recent budget did share a proposal to slash GST from the current 12% to 5% with the GST Council, it is unclear whether the government intends to extend this GST cut to all EVs or only to models within a certain price bracket. If the proposal does, however, get implemented, the Kona Electric's price could be cut by up to 1.4 lakh rupees. In addition, Kona Electric buyers could also get boost from the government's proposal to offer benefits in form of reductions of up to 1.5 lakh rupees from taxable income on the interest payable on loans taken for EV purchase. And continuing on the EV topic, Hyundai has announced that it is considering a smaller and more affordable 10 to 14 lakh rupee range all-electric SUV for India too. Sources tell us that the small EV is being developed specifically for India in collaboration with the Indian and Korean R&D centers and will largely depend on the localization of batteries in India. Hyundai has also already announced its intentions of investing in a battery plant for India.
Now, while all these automakers do talk about EVs for India, we must say this, and we do end up saying this almost every week, the infrastructure isn't there yet. In fact, 24/7 electricity too isn't there yet. That said, the government is taking a step in the right direction. They've just invited tenders to set up 1,000 charging stations all across India.
The government has invited proposals from urban local bodies, municipal corporations, PSUs, and public or private entities who are invested in developing EV charging infrastructure in different states and cities. These charging stations will be eligible to 50, 70, or 100% incentive under the FAME 2 scheme. While our government has started taking steps towards electrification, it is important to note that our neighbors, China, have already crossed 1 million EV charging points last month.
Let's stick to EVs for a little bit more, but let's mix things up with that weekly eye candy that we always try and get to you. It's the first electric hypercar out of the United Kingdom. It's also the most powerful series production car ever 2000 horsepower, the brand new Lotus Evija.
The Avaya will be a limited hypercar, with Lotus planning a production run of only 130 cars. Packing 2000 horsepower from a 4-motor setup, Lotus has announced that the Avaya will go from 0 to 100 in less than 3 seconds and to 300 km per hour in less than 9, which is an astounding amount of performance. That said, being a Lotus, the car is said to be a relative featherweight with an approximate weight of under 1700 kilos, and it features active aerodynamics too. Lotus has also revealed that the Avaya will have a range of just over 400 kilometers and will be able to charge up to 80% in just 12 minutes on a 350 kilowatt fast charger.
And that's all we have for you this week. Do remember, leave your opinions in the comment section below and tell us what you thought about all those new cars and bikes. And of course, that Lotus Avaya. It is very, very pretty, isn't it? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.